What's up guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the Premier League 2016-17 season predictions. I'm going to be working up from 20th to 1st place, and before this video starts I just want to let you know this is being recorded kind of at the start of August, so there could be a few more transfers taking place, I don't know, but I just wanted to get this done before the first Premier League game so I don't change my mind if I see a team perform well. So yeah, starting off in the last position, I've gone with Hull City, mainly because I think I read somewhere they've got like 11 or 12 players fit. Steve Bruce has left, and you know there's rumours Hernandez and Diame, their two best players, are leaving. I just don't think they're going to be able to survive in the Premier League this season, especially how all the teams around them are signing a lot of new players. So that is why I think Hull will finish bottom of the league. 19th place, I think it will be Burnley. Now, I think they'll have a good season in terms of like effort. I don't think they'll get battered. There could be a couple points off surviving, but I just don't think they have. I just don't think their squad's strong enough to survive in the league. However, I think Andre Gray, he could be a top goal scorer candidate. He's a great player. I mean, if he is on top form, there's no reason why they can't, survive in the league. But I just think Burnley don't have enough firepower to get them out of the relegation zone. 18th place, I'm going with Watford. I just think, with their manager leaving, I thought he was pretty decent last season, but, I don't think it'll be as easy as it was last season for him. And if Igalo and Deeney, if any of them leave, or if they're just not on top scoring form, they don't really have anyone in that team that can actually change a game for him. And I just don't think Watford are going to do that well this season. It's just my opinion. So yeah, I've got Watford down for 18th place. 17th place, I've got Sunderland. They always seem to be around the relegation zone, and I think it's going to be exactly the same. Obviously, David Moyes is in charge now, but, Jermaine Defoe, I think if he can have the season he did last year, I think they will just survive, but it's going to be hard for them again. 16th place, I've gone with Swansea City. They're a pretty decent team. They've got some good players. However, I think Ashley Williams, I read somewhere that Arsenal have put a bid in for him. So if he goes, and also if Andre Ayew goes as well, then they could maybe go down. But as it stands, I think with Sigurdsson, Ayew and Williams, if they stay, I think they'll definitely survive this season. 15th place, I've got West Brom. There's nothing much to say about them really, apart from that they just kind of finish 15th every season. Well, it seems like that anyway. Berahino, apparently, I think he wants to leave. We all know he wants to leave. And Sebastian Rondon, I don't know. I just don't think he's good enough to get him out of, the bottom 10 in the league. So I think it's a 15th place finish for West Brom this season. 14th, 5th, I've gone with Bournemouth. Now, I think they've just got a good team spirit. I think Eddie Howe's a top manager. And, they've just signed Jordan Ibe for like 15 mil. He's a good player, to be fair. And, now he's in a team where he's one of the best players. I think we're going to see him perform a lot better than he did at Liverpool. So I've got Bournemouth down for 14th place, despite them losing Matt Ritchie. But also Callum Wilson and Max Bradle are back now. So, that's going to give them a big booster this season. 13th place, Crystal Palace. I just think they've just got too much quality in their team to finish any lower with Balassi, Andros Townsend, Wilfred Zaha. Steve Mandanda's in goal for them now as well. Scott Dan's a top defender. I think they've got a pretty solid team, but they need to make sure they don't go on like a spell where they lose like 10 games in a row, whatever they did last season. So yeah, Palace, I reckon, will finish 13th. Now, 12th place, I've got Middlesbrough. They've made some top signings. Victor Fisher, Negredo, who was pretty decent at City when he was there the other year. Victor Valdez. So they've got a decent team, I think, and I reckon they'll, finish 12th. And what I saw of them last season in the Championship as well, they look pretty solid. So yeah, I reckon Borough will finish 12th this season. Now, 11th, I've gone with Southampton. Now, I quite like Southampton, but I feel kind of bad how a lot of, they always seem to lose their best players. They've lost Wanyama and Sadio Mane to Liverpool, and I think Mane's going to be a big loss for them. But they've still got Shane Long, who's a good striker, and they have signed Højbjerg and Nathan Redmond. So, and obviously they've lost Ronald Koeman as their manager as well. So I don't think they'll get into the top 10. I think 11th place for Southampton would seem reasonable due to their loss of Sadio Mane, Wanyama and the manager. 10th place now, so this is going to be the top 10. I've gone with Stoke City. Mark Hughes has built a really solid Premier League side there, especially with Arnautovic, Bojan. They've got some top players, and I just think they'll have what it takes to get into the top 10 again. Obviously, it could switch around with Southampton, Stoke, but I just think Stoke will clinch the 10th place spot. In 9th place, I've got Everton. Now, they could finish even higher as Ronald Koeman's their new manager, and obviously Romelu Lukaku, Ross Barkley, they're obviously going to be able to change the game for them. And I just think with Ronald Koeman now in charge of them, I reckon they will definitely get top 10. And Next season they could be pushing for Europe, I don't know, but like I said, they could finish even higher, so I reckon Everton will finish 9th this season. Now in 8th place I've got West Ham United. Obviously they've just moved to the Olympic Stadium, which I think is called the London Stadium now. I might be wrong on that, but Dimitri Payet is obviously, if he performs like he did last season, don't get injured, he could be player of the season for me this year. Bilic is a really good manager, and I reckon they'll finish 8th this season. If Lanzini performs, Payet, maybe they might have to go out and buy a new striker. Like if they buy Andre Ayew from Swansea, I think they'll definitely finish at least 8th, maybe even 7th, or could be pushing up to the Europa League spaces. In 7th place, I've gone with the 2016 champions, Leicester City. A lot of people are saying they're gonna do a lot, like gonna finish in the bottom 10, but I think Mahrez is staying, Vardy's staying. They've signed Ahmed Musa, who's a good striker. They've signed Mendy to replace Kante. Obviously, that's a big loss, but they've still got most of their players from last season, plus the manager. So I think Leicester will finish 7th, but obviously they're going to be in the Champions League this season, so that could affect, fitness. I don't know, but yeah, I think Leicester will finish 7th, especially with the momentum. They're going to carry that through from last season. Now, moving into the top 6, I've got 6th place down as Liverpool. I think Liverpool, I think Klopp next season is the season where I think they'll finish in the top 4, but this season I think they're just lacking like a world-class player. I know a lot of people say Coutinho is world-class. I don't think he is. He's a good player, but they've signed Sadio Mane, who's going to be very good for him. He was sick against Barcelona the other night, so I think Liverpool will get 6th. They could maybe even push for 5th, but it just depends how consistent they are. And if Sturridge stays fit and scores goals, then yeah, I reckon Liverpool will finish 6th this season. Now, 5th place, I've gone for Arsenal. Now, a lot of you might be kind of surprised, why aren't they on top 4? But I think it's because Wenger's not spending his money. He's got the money. He's got the money, and the teams around him are spending big. Wenger doesn't seem to do that. They need to go out and buy a top striker. They should have got Higuain, in my opinion. I know he's a lot of money, but there's rumours that they're linked to Lacazette. I think that would be a good signing for him, but I just can't see Wenger actually spending £40 million plus on a striker. And the players always seem to get injured, and the fans are getting on Wenger's back a lot this season, considering they haven't spent big. I know they bought Xhaka, but they've bought some players from Rob Holding from Bolton and that Japanese player. I mean, yeah, they're probably good prospects, but if you want to win the league, you don't really buy players like that, in my opinion. So I think Arsenal will finish outside the top 4 this season. And in 4th space, we've got their rivals Spurs. I think Pochettino's the top manager, and he's building a good team up there. Harry Kane, despite his bad performance in the Euros, I reckon he'll get around 20 goals again this season. And they've signed Janssen as well from the Eredivisie. I think by stats and stuff, it shows he's a good striker. He could bag a few goals this year. Bought Wanyama to boost their centre mid, and Dele Alli and players like that. They're going to be improving this season. So I think Spurs will finish in the 4th spot. Now, in 3rd spot, I got down Chelsea. Obviously, new manager in Conte. They've signed Batshuayi and Kante as well. I think Chelsea, obviously, they're not going to have a repeat of last season. And if Hazard plays how he did in the Euros and towards the end of last season, he could be a candidate for player of the season again this year. And I think Chelsea will be pushing for that 1st spot, but I don't think they'll have what it takes to actually win the league this season. So I think they'll finish 3rd. Now, I'm just going to say the winner, obviously. The winner, I think Man City will win the league this season. I just think it's because, Pep Guardiola's a top manager. I know Man U have got Mourinho, but they've signed so many players. I mean, they've bought Sane, Gabriel from, I don't know what team he plays for, but all I know is from the Brazilian league. Gundogan, obviously. Iheanacho's only going to be improving this year. Company, after he's had a rest, should hopefully stay fit. Kevin De Bruyne's a world-class player now. So I reckon they'll win the league. Man U, I think they'll win it next year, because Mourinho always usually takes about a year before he can get his team to gel together. Obviously, they've got Zlatan, Mkhitaryan now, Bailey as well, who's in the centre-back position. So I think they're going to be pushing. It's going to be between the 2 Manchester teams for the title, in my opinion. So yeah, that is my prediction, guys. And also the top goal scorer in the league, I reckon it will be Sergio Aguero. So if you have enjoyed the video, please do drop a like and subscribe to my channel. And also comment who you think will win the league this season, who you think is going to get relegated. Thanks for watching, guys.